Hello vinyl community, hope you're doing well. Today I'm gonna do a really special video. I thought this would never happen on this channel, but I'm gonna actually recommend some reissues. If you have been following my channel, you know that I'm all about collecting original pressings. And I still do that, but this year something special happened to me during the record store day. Actually, record store day to me is, I don't really care. I mean, it's a good thing, I guess, for the stores. They get some new releases that they can sell, but the releases are not really my bag, so I don't really care too much about it. But this year something happened. I got an email from a guy at Warner Music who said that he wanted to send me some of their releases for record store day for free. So yes, I'm apparently an influencer now, and that is really cool to be. So I said, of course, yeah, you can send them to me. And he said that there was 2 LPs that I actually think are fantastic. So not only good titles, but also releases that really deserve a reissue for a reason or another. Last time at the Stockholm Record Fair, I met up with one of my viewers, Hasse. That's a really nice guy. And he had a list with all the record store day releases this year. And I was like, yeah, I don't really care about record store day. But I looked through the list and there were 2 titles that I was kind of interested in because I thought they really needed some good reissues of. And lo and behold, when I got the email, it was exactly those 2 records that the guy from Warner said that he wanted to send me. And I'm gonna show you what I got and talk a little bit about them and tell you why they are actually really good reissues. And first one out is a super rare progressive hard rock psychedelic LP that originally came in 1971 in Sweden. And it's a band called Life. And it's this fantastic artwork. And on the back you can see Life there. There's a quite interesting story about this record, because it was originally released with Swedish lyrics. So they recorded this album with Swedish lyrics. And actually I have the original LP with the Swedish lyrics. So I'm gonna just quickly show you. And this is the Swedish original. Same cover, same gatefold cover. Wonderful, like gatefold cover, fold out like this. And inside is this. So this one came out in 1970 on the Columbia label with Swedish lyrics. This is important. However, the record label maybe thought that this was something that they could sell abroad, so they re-recorded the vocals with English lyrics and pressed up a few hundred copies. I don't know really what happens, but it never got a proper release, but they pressed a number of LPs with English vocals. And now this English version has been reissued by Warner and is still in the same cool gatefold cover, but with the English lyrics inside here. They have been doing a really good job with this reissue. First of all, they have this lovely gatefold cover as the original, and they also did a replica of the original Odeon label, so it basically looks exactly like the original English version. And they have some other goodies in here, like a printed inner sleeve with some notes from the original tapes, I guess. And also a really nice insert booklet with liner notes by a guy called Tobias Pettersson. And Tobias Pettersson is actually the author of this book, Swedish Progressive Encyclopedia. A really good book if you want to dive into Swedish progressive music from the 70s. This, in an original pressing, is one of the most sought after Swedish prog rock psych albums from this era. And you have to pay, like the median price on Discogs is about 2,000 euros. So you have to pay up a lot to get an original of this one. But now with this reissue you can easily access it, and it also sounds really good. They have been mastering it directly from the original tapes, so they've done everything right. The packaging and the music sounds fantastic. Personally, I prefer the Swedish version. This is the first one. This one came 1970 and the English version came in 1971. So they originally intended it to be in Swedish, but for international collectors, of course, the English version is the most sought after because they can understand the lyrics. But now it's cool to have actually both the English version and the Swedish version. The other record that I got from Warner was an album that only came out on CD in 1997 when it was first released. And it's the Swedish singer-songwriter Olle Ljungström. This is an album called Det Stora Kalaset. In English that means the big party or something like that. So this is the first time this is pressed on vinyl, and Olle Ljungström is a really fantastic artist. He's no longer with us. He died only 54 years old. He lived a kind of troubled life, I guess, but he wrote some fantastic lyrics and he wrote some fantastic pop songs. And I think this is one of his best albums. And it also came as a double with an extra disc with bonus materials from the time the album was released. And also the title of this album, Det Stora Kalaset, it's actually the same title as a John Steinbeck book, the Swedish translation. The original was called Canary Row, and this is John Steinbeck book, Det Stora Kalaset. So it has the same title, and I'm guessing here, but I think he was very much into literature, and I think he was inspired by John Steinbeck and writers like that. So my guess is that he took the title from the John Steinbeck book that was originally called Canary Row. And by the way, I'm a big John Steinbeck fan as well. I love his books and novels. I think they are fantastic. He was active in the 80s in different bands, but in the 90s he kind of started his solo career, and he is considered to be one of the best singer-songwriters from Sweden, and highly influential as well on other artists. For instance, I think a really big Swedish band called Kent, they are influenced by him, and also Håkan Hellström, a really big artist here in Sweden, are also influenced by him, both lyrically and musically. So for all of you outside of Sweden, you probably don't know these names, and they of course sing in Swedish. So this music is kind of heavy on the lyrics. So to enjoy it, I think you have to have the lyrics in English or something to understand what he's singing. This is the guy, a really good-looking guy. He was a photo model and everything. He was a pretty boy, but he had a troubled life, trouble with the drugs, and he had some illness and stuff. So he had a troubled life and he died young. But what an artist, what a fantastic songwriter. So again, I played this and it sounds fantastic. First time on vinyl. So this is something, at least for the Swedish audience, to look out for.
Morotsman, jag blev en sån morotsman. Jag tror jag blev som han. Morotsman.
So these are two really good examples of what a good reissue should be like. Life, impossible to find the original if you don't have to like pay up thousands of euros. Even if you have the money, the chances you find one is really slim. It's one of those records that everyone down in Den Bosch wants, and if you have it, you can trade it for a lot of money. So a great reissue, mastered from the original tapes and all the great packaging. And also Olle Ljungström for all the Swedish music fans. It's a no-brainer to get this on vinyl for the first time. So I want to send out a big thanks to the kind guys at Warner for sending me these records. And now I can finally cross that off my bucket list to like become an influencer on YouTube and having people send me stuff. That it's kind of mind-blowing actually. And also I think I should give out a big thanks to a guy called Stefan Dimle for, I kind of think he recommended me to Warner to send me these records. So thanks everybody for doing this. And I feel really appreciated. You know, you put a lot of work into your channel and you do it 100% for free. I don't get any money for doing this. I just love to talk about music and records. So it's very appreciated when someone notice it and send me some stuff. And these records are just top, so I thought I should highlight them. So thanks for tuning in to this recommending a reissue kind of episode. I never thought I would do one, but now I did, and it was fun to do. Yeah, put down a comment and a like if you dig this, and do you have any of these reissues, or what do you think? So thanks for tuning in, and peace out.